hiccup on us, and we're completely in compliance. I mean, it's just one of those things. What it shows is exactly why business people don't get involved. If you truly have something to lose, if you're truly making a sacrifice and you're stepping away from it, they're fighting. It's like Dr. Coburn saying, I can't practice medicine anymore. That's the same thing. And so they already see a fight's on their hand, and so they're trying to come after us already. And to me, that's fine. The only thing it does to me is make me set my jaw a little bit tighter and go,
Well, the Tulsa Warren will never be on your side anyway.
well, there's a lot of printed papers that's not going to be on my side. And it's okay. It's fine. We're an open book. That's perfectly okay. I have, like I told people, my name is Markwayne Mullin. I'm the only Markwayne Mullin, period. Google me. If you hear anything about Google it, because I'm the only one. I mean, it's not like there's 12 John Smiths. I'm the only Markwayne Mullin, period. Do your research yourself. You'll find out. Yes, sir.
Just from hearing people from Tom Coburn to others that have gone to D.C. in the House or the Senate, that it takes a matter of not only months but sometimes years to kind of learn the ropes,
Yes.
to get things moving. You got to be, that's one, sometimes what people say against term limits is that when you impose them on yourself, you've given the other side an advantage, because the more tenure you have, the more clout you have in that
What stroke you have.
Yeah, right.
Right.
And so the idea is, it's not so much a question as a statement. I think whoever we have needs to hit the ground running. That would be true with anybody from any party. You need to hit the ground running when you get there, I guess. And I'm sure you thought through that some. You just
I'm a plumber. First of all, I started with cattle. Then I started with a shovel in my hand, and then I became a really good plumber. Yet I own 6 other companies other than Mullin Plumbing. The only reason why we're successful in these other companies is because I surround myself with good people. See, you can learn the system, but you can actually never understand our issues unless you've been here. And to get things done is because I'm going to have the best people that understand what we're trying to get accomplished. When I first started growing, I realized I was a micromanager. And then I figured if I'm going to grow any farther than that, then I'm going to become a manager. And then once I became a manager, I figured out I don't know how to communicate. I don't know how to articulate the words and the thoughts in my head to make you understand it and want to go do it. And once I figured that out, then we became successful, and we just repeated it with all these other companies. And it's the same thing. That same concept can work when we go up there. There's plenty of people that know how to work the system. But my question to them is, do you got America's best interest in mind or yours? If you got yours, then go out the door, let's hire the next person. We're going to surround ourselves with the best people, and then we're going to go to people that have America's best interest in mind. I don't ever hire anybody by asking, are you a Republican or are you a Democrat? I hire on the sense of responsibility. I don't care even too much about your knowledge. You have that sense of responsibility. That's how we hire and fire right. And then if you do have that, I can go to those people that do have the clout, that do have the seniority, and I can go to them and I can say, hey, help me take on this fight. If you will help me, because maybe you can't because you voted for their bill before and you became a hypocrite, but you know and I know that that's killing the industry. The banking industry, the oil industry, whatever industry it is, it's killing it, and you know it, but you can't come out for it because you'd be chastised in the public eye as a hypocrite. But if I'm able to go to them and say, hey, if you'll help me just a little bit, I'll give you 100% of the credit if I'm successful. I'm not up there permanent. I know I'm never going to have the seniority. It's not my career, it's their career. I'm coming back home. So I'm never going to be able to build a name for myself. But I can help them build their name. And then if I fail, I'll tell them I'll take 100% of the blame. And I've only got to prove that I'm the same guy on both sides of the door once or twice. and prove that I'll do what I say before we'll pick up a little bit of momentum and we'll be able to take care of it. So I won't ever get it done. I already know that. I won't ever get it done myself. I've got to rely on other people that have the same mindset. And what I've got to do is have a clear mind and clear focus and be very educated on the issue we're going to take on. So when I go talk to them, I'm already explaining to them exactly how I need their help and what I want to get done by using their help. Articulate it well. So that's my idea. It's a business plan. Like every year we start with a new business plan. What else, guys? Yes, ma'am.
Once something is in legislation and passed, like the healthcare bill, it's pretty hard to go back and void any of those regulations. Do you think that can be done?
Well, it can be done if you get the right people in place. But even if that can't be done on the federal level, then what we have to do is work with the states. Because we still got to refer back to the 10th Amendment. And we got to refer back to states, and the federal side isn't willing to redo and get hauled in all the mistakes they made, let's say about Obamacare. If they're not willing to do that, then we need to work with the state. As U.S. Congressman, I need to work with our state. I can help on the federal side. I'm sure our delegation will help on the federal side, and we'll work with the state to help fight against the federal side of it. So if we can't, Plan B will be the state side of it. I just hate to spend Oklahoma's tax money fighting a federal issue because we made a mistake up there by voting on a bill that we had never read.
Cost us less in the long run, though.
Well, sure it will. Absolutely. I mean, 90% of Oklahoma's economy is driven on the backs of small businesses. 90%. Over 90%, actually. And that's the one that's going to hurt the worst, is small businesses. Small businesses that have been successful by having over 50 employees are going to take it right in the teeth. And that's 90% of our economy. And 50% or over 50% of our national economy. So yes, it'll be a lot cheaper in the long run. Yes, sir.
Me again.
What's that? Hold on. There was a song that had something that the comedian sung. It's me again. Yeah.
I'm always good for a few laughs. Markwayne, Obamacare is in. It's form of law. Those who have done any research on the internet and read from people who really know what's going on, there are a tremendous amount of regulations and taxes involved. Obamacare was to me, a smoke screen basically to get in all these additional regs and taxes and things of that nature in.
Yep.
Most people don't even know that they sell their home in 2013 or later, they're going to pay 3.8% tax on that sale.
Yep.
And most people don't know a lot of regs are involved that's going to affect their day-to-day life. They don't have a clue.
No.
So I know most people out there are clueless to start with. But
he said that. Mike said that. I didn't say that.
yeah. And those who know me know that I will say that. How do we get, and this is for anybody, knowledge is power and strength. How do we get the dumb society and the people that may vote or may not vote to understand how critical this one piece of legislation is, how it will affect their life? I'm not talking about the 50+% that are on the till from the government. I'm talking about those who are working, flying all the money to basic support then. How do you think we can get that information out? I mean, it's on the internet. And
first of all, how many people in this room, because we're the active ones for the most part, how many in this room have studied that bill?
I'm not this look at it. Part of it.
Okay, I'm just saying, so 3 people? James, did you say again? Okay.
I'm not looking at the whole bill. I look at
So
some parts of it.
so 4 people, 5 by me. And I had to because it affects us, because we have well over 50 employees. I had to know, I'm very proactive in business. I had to know what we're going to have to do. I don't like reacting to things I can see coming down the road, like our Congress is doing right now. They're just reacting to things once they get here, although they can see it coming. I mean, anyway. And so I studied this, studied a lot. And what we have to do is be able to, in a sense, dummy it down, get the points out of it that it does affect every individual, not just businesses, not just, you know, corporations, but every individual. And then we have to go educate people. We have to go out there and talk to people. We can't rely on the media to do it. We already know the media, for the most part, is going to be biased towards us. I mean, Oklahoma, I think, has probably the best media outlet, but still yet, they can be pretty biased. So we have to be able to get out there and educate it. You've got to be willing to go talk to people. You've got to step out of your comfort zone. I tell this to my management team and my leadership team all the time. All the time. If you're comfortable, you're not trying. You should never be completely comfortable. Because if you're pushing and you're constantly trying to grow, then you're going to be outside of your comfort zone. And if you're making a difference, then you got to step out of your comfort zone a little bit. I can tell you, I'm uncomfortable. I can tell you right now, I've got 2 boys playing baseball right now. Which one would I rather be at? But it's best to take care of it now than to deal with it later. So the way we're going to have to take care of it is all of us in this room are going to have to multiply ourselves and take time and be educated on it. There's a lot of information out there that you can go and get online and look at yourself and just skim over it. It's like when I read a book. I don't read a book to learn everything inside of it, because I read a lot of leadership books and management books and all. I read it in kind of a fast pace, and the things that I'm dealing with at the time typically stand out to me. So if you're dealing with something right then, it's going to stand out with you. If you pick up 2 talking points, you picked up 2 talking points. If you learn 2 things off of it, and it took you 3 days to read it, your life is just improved because you learned 2 things. And once you've got those things down, then you can go back and you can look at it again. And I guarantee you something else is going to stick out to you. And the more you get educated about it, the more you'll be comfortable about talking about it, and the more you can help other people understand. Okay? Yes?
Will you take your paycheck?
If?
No, I mean from the government, from the federal government. And I'll tell you what, let me tell you this, this is kind of a trick question here. I've
Well, no,
always,
you're not a
and
trick question,
it's my bee I've been setting on for a long time. I really think that Oklahoma, since we will be sending our congressman from the 2nd district up to Washington, that we ought to be paying his pay, not the federal government. The federal government sends the check to our congressman. I think if he's working for us, we ought to be paying for it. $1 million in the budget.
I will be the first one to tell you, I make a living what I do now. I'm still going to be self-employed, and I'm still going to be making a living what I'm doing now. So, and I don't mean this in any type of bad way, but I'm not going up there for the money at all.
No, that's not my question. My question's kind of loaded.
But but the fact is, you said, "Well, I take the picture." Yeah, I would be the first one to vote us down to seriously. If we had people getting paid $38,000 a year like we do here in the state, then you probably wouldn't have as many people making a career out of it, right? I think that should happen. I truly, 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 truly think it should happen, because if you're not making a sacrifice to go, if it's the best check you ever had, you're not going to walk away from it. Your lifestyle will adjust really quick, and now all of a sudden you're going to take a pay cut? No, you're not. That's a very rare person to be able to do that. So we should make it such a low payment that people that have to make a sacrifice to go.
Okay, that's fair.
Anybody else?
Guys, I appreciate you, and ladies, I appreciate you. Guys, this is kind of like an overall term. You guys, you all know that. So I appreciate your time. Make sure you talk to me if you have any questions. Get hold of me, because like I said, I got to have your support. To be successful, we got to have you behind us. Thank you.